A very reputable NFL insider claims that everything is lining up for the Denver Broncos to hire Sean Payton. What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell before we jump in. It really helps the channel get exposed to more and more people and helps us grow this community. I would really appreciate it. On Tuesday afternoon, the Denver Broncos conducted an interview with former New Orleans Saints head coach Sean Payton in person at a hotel in Los Angeles. The interview reportedly spanned several hours and featured multiple members of Denver's ownership group, led of course by Broncos president and CEO Greg Penner. Per NFL insider Tom Pelissero, the interview between Payton and the Broncos went swimmingly and, quote, everything is lining up for Sean Payton to become the 19th head coach of the Denver Broncos. He already has spoken with the Texans. He's going to speak with the Panthers. It sure seems like, though, if Sean Payton is going to take a job in this cycle, everything is lining up for Denver. Now, it's no guarantee that Sean Payton's going to leave the broadcast booth and return to the coaching ranks this season, but based on the reports that are coming out from very reputable sources such as Tom Pelissero, everything seems to be coming together for if Sean Payton is going to return to coaching, it's probably going to be to the Denver Broncos. Now the question becomes, what would the compensation be should the Broncos go out and hire Sean Payton? Payton, of course, still is under contract with the New Orleans Saints through the 2024 season, so should the Broncos or any team for that matter go out and hire him, they would have to give the New Orleans Saints compensation in form of draft capital. Now, something that's been unique about Sean Payton in this coaching cycle is due to the fact that he's in the media. He's been very open and honest about the process, and he's been willing to share a lot of information in terms of who he's interviewed with, when he's interviewed with them, and what potential compensation would be to the New Orleans Saints should a team hire him. Payton appeared on Colin Cowherd's podcast and said that the compensation for the Saints would be a mid to late first-round draft pick, which would fall in line with the Broncos' first-round pick in this year's draft by way of the Miami Dolphins via the San Francisco 49ers. Once the 49ers are out of the playoffs, we will have firm knowledge of what that pick will be. Now, Sean Payton, of course, is not the only candidate the Broncos have in their pool. Additional candidates include current defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero, former Stanford coach David Shaw, ex-Lions head coach Jim Caldwell, Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris, 49ers defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans, and Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. Of course, Ryans and Quinn are still currently in the playoffs. However, the team is scheduled to interview both of them on Thursday and Friday respectively. The Broncos were apparently highly impressed with Sean Payton in his interview, so I'm curious, Broncos country, do you believe that it would be worth it to give up our first-round draft pick this year to get Sean Payton? I believe, honestly, that we need to possibly explore other options because this roster has a lot of work that needs to be done, and that first-round pick could go a long way in terms of re-solidifying this roster going forward. We need to be in position to win a championship this season, if not next season. Russell Wilson's proverbial clock is ticking here. Obviously, last season we already saw that he's on the decline, so we need to squeeze what we can out of Russ right now. And I don't know that Sean Payton paired with the lackluster talent on this Broncos roster would be good enough. I'd rather go in the direction of hiring someone such as DeMeco Ryans or even Jim Caldwell or Dan Quinn and build a more competitive roster around those guys. We've seen Dan Quinn take the Falcons to the Super Bowl, although we know what happened once he got there. And then DeMeco Ryans is someone else that, as a player's coach and a leader of men, I feel he'd put the team in a potential situation to capitalize on a more competitive roster. But I don't know if Sean Payton alone would be a good enough solution to the Broncos' litany of problems. But I'm curious how you guys feel, Broncos country. Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for even more Denver Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.